No, I saw it. And I also saw a scar on his left shoulder from a bullet wound, just like Jean-Baptiste, in the same spot.
High Potential just smashed a record that has stood for 26 years, and it is now the most watched new drama on television. The show has grown so fast that it actually beat every single show on CBS and NBC in the ratings for young adults. But you need to get ready because Season 3 is going to feel like a completely different show with much higher stakes and a darker story. Today, we're going to dive into all the secrets and the latest updates about how Season 3 is going to be different.
You know how the press gets if we keep them waiting?
I'd like Morgan back on the Jean-Baptiste case with me, sir.
The truth about Roman and the bearded man. The biggest reason Season 3 is going to be different is because the main mystery is finally coming to a head. For 15 years, we have wondered what happened to Roman Sinclair and why he left his family for a box of diapers. We now know for a fact that Roman is alive and he was working as an undercover informant for the FBI. This changes everything because it means his disappearance was not a choice, but a mission to keep his family safe. In Season 3, we are moving from the mystery of where he is to the danger of who is looking for him. The show is going to introduce more people from Roman's past, like the mysterious bearded man we saw in the photo from the backpack. This man is described as someone who knows exactly who was there and what happened all those years ago. Showrunner Todd Harthan says this character is not just a foot soldier, but a bridge to the next phase of the whole Roman story. The arrival of the bearded man is going to send the show to some really interesting and dangerous places. We saw a very scary ending where this man got into the back of Arthur's car to threaten him about the backpack. This means the search for Roman is no longer a police case, but a game that involves Morgan's children. Season 3 will show how Morgan tries to protect her daughter Ava from getting too close to the criminals who took Roman away. Can you imagine finding a backpack that has been missing for 15 years only to realize it puts your whole family in danger? That's exactly what happened to Ava and Arthur when they teamed up to do their own investigation. The team at the police station is now examining every single item in that backpack to find a match for the bearded man. But as they get closer to the truth, Morgan is going to find herself distracted by a very risky new relationship.
Well, no Dodgers fan is going to wear an Angels pin on the strap of their backpack. That was Roman's team.
Morgan's dangerous love life and the art thief's secret. The transition into a more dangerous story starts with a very risky relationship that Morgan is currently in. We saw a passionate moment between Morgan and the art expert named Reese Eastman during the mid-season finale. At the exact moment things were getting romantic, Morgan saw a scar on his shoulder that matches a gunshot wound from an international robbery. This discovery has turned her world upside down because she realized she might be dating a thief and a murderer. Reese is a suave art dealer and consultant who was brought in to help major crimes recover a stolen painting worth $22 million. Morgan realized that the painting was stolen for personal reasons instead of just money. While Karadec and Captain Wagner were at a ransom location, Morgan and Reese were at a bar sharing their life stories. Reese told Morgan that he was bullied as a child because his father worked in waste disposal and art was his way of feeling special. If Reese is truly a criminal, it means Morgan is not just a consultant anymore, but a target for a serial thief known as Jean-Baptiste. Showrunner Todd Harthan says that the return of the show in January 2026 will use a clever device to show us exactly what happened in that hotel room. We will find out if Reese is truly a villain or if his scar is just a very scary coincidence. This plotline will carry over into Season 3 as Morgan learns she cannot always trust her own heart when it comes to a charming stranger. Do you think Reese is really a bad guy, or is Morgan just seeing patterns where they do not exist? The stakes are getting higher because a dead body was found at the museum at the same time Morgan was with Reese. This means someone is willing to kill to get that painting, and Morgan might be standing right in their way. This internal tension is only going to get worse as a new leader takes control of the entire station.
I'm not a murderer, Morgan.
Just a thief.
I do recover art for insurance companies.
The new leadership and the battle for the station. The tension in the office is reaching a breaking point as the team tries to adjust to Captain Nick Wagner. He has been acting like a wild card since the day he joined the station, and his energy is very weird. Wagner has been very mean and bossy toward Morgan, even yelling at her in front of the whole station. He called her reckless and insubordinate, which led to a big fight where Morgan stood her ground. But there is a secret reason why Wagner is so interested in the Roman case. He tried to manipulate Karadec into telling him the details of the investigation, which makes him look very suspicious. Some fans think that Wagner might actually be Roman himself after having plastic surgery, or that he is a corrupt cop trying to hide the truth. Showrunner Todd Harthan says the back half of the season will unpack Wagner's demons and his secret agenda. This internal war is going to be a major part of Season 3 as the teams to follow the new rules and those who are loyal to Morgan. While Karadec and Daphne are trying to adjust, Selena and Oz are having a much harder time with the new captain's control. Karadec has already warned Wagner to stay away from Morgan's personal life, but Wagner seems to have his own plan. This creates a massive shift in the show because the police might be the ones Morgan has to fear the most. Why this new captain is so focused on Morgan and her missing husband? We learned that Wagner feels personally responsible for the death of his fiancée, which might be why he's so concerned with safety. But as the team digs deeper, they might find out that the captain is an enemy instead of an ally. This leads into a major theory about where the show is going based on the original version of the series.
Are you not getting off?
Nah, I was supposed to get off at 3. I just wanted to finish our conversation.
The French clues and the possible Season 3 baby. The story is also going to borrow some very big ideas from the original French version of the show called HPI. In the French show, the main character actually gets pregnant and has to figure out who the father is. There are 3 possible men, including her partner Karadec, a new worker at the station, and even a suspect she met during a case. The US version has already started to follow some of these plot shifts, like when Morgan almost slept with the suspect Reese. If the show follows the same path, Season 3 could feature a massive twist where Morgan and Karadec finally get together, only to deal with a surprise pregnancy. In the original series, Morgan and Karadec drink juice spiked with LSD and end up sleeping together by accident. This leads to a very messy situation where Karadec has to tell his girlfriend about his feelings for Morgan. The US show boss admits he likes to play with these slow-burn romances, so we might see their relationship get much more complicated in the next season. We also have to look at what happened to the French Roman. In that version, Roman had to fake his own death after getting caught in a scam, and he eventually built a whole new life with a wife and kid in another country. He told Morgan that life without her was just simpler, which was a very sad moment for everyone. If the US version uses this story, it means Season 3 will be a very emotional journey for Morgan and her kids as they realize Roman might not want to come back. Are you ready to see Morgan deal with a baby while she's trying to catch international criminals? When you can expect to see Season 3?
Someone died at your party, Rena had a front row seat, and you killed her.
I didn't kill anybody.
I know you're excited to see what happens next with Morgan and the team. The good news is that we are in the middle of a very successful schedule. New episodes of Season 2 will return on January 6, 2026, and they will move to a new time at 9 p.m. right between Will Trent and The Rookie. Season 2 is expected to have 18 episodes, which means it will wrap up around the middle of March 2026. Because the show is such a huge hit, ABC has already listed High Potential as one of the key shows returning for the 2025-2026 television schedule. This means we can expect Season 3 to begin filming shortly after Season 2 finishes and the premiere in the fall of 2026. The show has been renewed for another season because the audience has grown to more than 30 million viewers in just a few months. The showrunner says they have a healthy plan for how to handle all the cliffhangers so the audience does not get upset. We are going to see Morgan grow from a cleaning lady who just helped out into a full-fledged leader who has to make the hardest choices of her life. She's becoming more protective of her kids, even as she deals with the fear that finding Roman might not be the happy ending she always dreamed of. So, what do you think about all these massive updates for the next season of High Potential? Do you think the art thief Reese is really a bad guy, or is he just a red herring? And are you excited to see if Morgan and Karadec finally become partners in every way? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, then you should give it a thumbs up to show your support. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, then go ahead and click the subscribe button so you never miss amazing updates like this one.
The message was for Jason.
Matthew Clark needed my car to blow up outside Jason's house so he'd stop letting us protect him.